लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी। ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
A very good afternoon, everyone. Very warm welcome to our special episode of Business Opportunity Over Child. This special edition is hosted by management team of Franchise India, Mr. Gaurav Maria, Chairman at Franchise India Group, and Ms. Sonia Chaudhary, MD at Franchise India Brands Limited. Today we bring our iconic brand called Boogie Woogie. It's a preschool brand wherein a well-researched brand accumulated with excellent training program. To know more about this brand opportunity for you, I would like to invite Mr. Sanjay Bhatt. He's a CEO and Director of FICPL Group of Franchise India, Ms. Jaitri and Mr. Ashokji, who can help us to know what franchisee opportunity that we brings today. Over to you, Ashok.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very good morning. Sorry, Ashokji, I'm interrupting you. I just wanted to invite our brand of today, which is Boogie Woogie, a preschool brand which is coming from Bangalore itself. It's a well-researched curriculum what they have, excellent training program they are offering, already running successfully 4 branches in Bangalore, and the payback is also very quick, which is around 16 odd months, right? So what is this brand all about? What is their journey? How they have started? What were the challenges also they have faced early time? And now what is the further planning? What is the expansion planning and how we are taking it up further? So we are representing this brand today, and we would like to welcome all the investors who have joined us today from this city. And we will be presenting this. Please be there. Use Q&A box. If you have any query during the presentation, please use Q&A box, because hand raising is not the option in this webinar. This is absolutely live on YouTube and Facebook. We would like to request all my investors, please use Q&A box to have your questions there. We will directly ask your questions to brand owners whom we have invited today. We have Ms. Jaitri, and we have also Mr. Krishna. He is just joining. It's a couple who are running this business very successfully, and they are life partners also. They are business partners also. So we will run through the presentation. But before that, I would like to also welcome Mr. Javed Khan. He is the business partner of Franchise India in Bangalore. And he is also going to talk about a brief 1-2 liner about the brand. And then we will invite Mrs. Jaitri also, so that she can give us some understanding on this. So welcome, Javed ji, and over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Friends, I welcome you all for this great webinar. It's a big, good brand for preschool, and it's well researched and well established. Like They have 10 years of experience, and they have 4 outlets in Bangalore, and looking for expansion first in Bangalore as well as Karnataka. Because they come from army background, so you will be assured that your children will get very good education, and it's a very good brand as such in what we have seen. So I'm very excited to work on this brand. Over to you, sir. Let us hear from the brand owner himself. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Javed. Thank you very much. And in this, now we will like to invite Ms. Jayatri. Jayatri ji can give us some understanding about her journey. And in the meantime, Krishna ji will also join. So we'll just know about your journey, how you started, and then we can invite Ashok ji also to run through the presentation. Over to you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. I really appreciate your time that you're giving for us. We are Boogie Woogie Boutique Preschool and Childcare. We started our journey 10 years back, and we have seen a decade so far with 4 branches opening and great parent acquisitions. We have always dreamt to be, #1 in preschooling category. We have tried making a solution services for the parents, wherein we are trying to promote ourselves as preschooling and beyond. The kind of solutions that we are providing, it includes the pre-primary education, early learning education. It also takes care of your support services like daycare, and we are the first pioneers to start the night care concept in India. We have tried focusing on different kind of jobs, people coming from different kind of jobs, wherein they don't have a typical 9 to 5 and a 9 to 6 timing. So they are having odd working shifts and a lot of challenges that the women.
Please unmute. You have gone on mute.
Most of the time, the women always sat behind thinking that, yes, I have to raise my child and I cannot take continuously while they are raising their young ones. That is where we have come up with our support system, which is round the clock support system with complete safety standards and quality services. And that is the differentiation that Boogie Woogie is giving today. There are many preschools around us, but then we have still managed to make ourselves very firm in whichever location we are. Currently, we have 4 branches operating alone in Bangalore. And we have kept ourselves in the vicinity wherein we are able to cater to the parents for any of the branches that they are preferring for. Our unique strength is our services, support services, as well as the curriculum. We are known as Boogie Woogie School. We are very famous in our locations wherein they come to us for a good schooling. This segment itself is a very unorganized segment, but to make it into an organized form, that is what we are trying to work towards.
Thank you very much, Jayatri. Thank you very much for giving us some understanding. We would like to invite Ashok ji now. Ashok ji can run through the presentation and take us through. Over to you.
Thank you, Sanjay ji, and thank you, Jayatri. I think before even starting with the formal presentation,
Mr. Ashok, I'm sorry to interfere, but I think Krishna is not yet able to join. I think that link is having some concern.
He's joining. Joining?
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So before starting the formal presentation, so there he is. So before starting even the formal presentation, I would like to basically hear from Jayatri that how basically you arrived at the name of your brand, this preschool, Boogie Woogie. So definitely we want to know the story behind Boogie Woogie name itself.
Sure. Boogie Woogie is basically a very peppy name, and we have always placed ourselves as a musical school because we believe that Kids they learn in a fun way, and music really connects with their early sensory development. Also, if I have to connect ourselves, we have connections. My husband, especially Mr. Krishna, has connections with the brand Boogie Woogie, and we had always been influenced with the kind of work that he has been doing with Boogie Woogie. So when we had a plan to choose the name, we wanted a name which connects with children very easily. And after learning the very first words like mummy and papa, I think we wanted the name to go easy on their vocabulary. We have noticed that we tried many names and we figured out that Boogie Woogie is one name that connects with them spontaneously. Our children, even before taking admissions, when they even come for inquiry, I think the child already knows how to say Boogie Woogie. And so far, we have seen that if the people who hear about us, the name especially connects with the parents also. And there, I think we get the first impression.
Oh, that's great. And I think that's also defines the strength and the brand USP. So basically, it's not only a preschool or daycare school. It's basically fusion of basically school, education, child development, and entertainment. So I think that is the main strength of the brand. Just that's I think differentiating your brand itself among the, you compare with branded schools or you can say the premium preschools. So that's a big differentiator in terms of your market positioning. Yeah,
That's right.
so now with this I will start my presentation.
Sure.
So now, as I think Jayatri has already explained quite in detail, so Boogie Woogie is a boutique preschool and day and child care preschool. So they are basically objective. They want basically it is a progressive day school with a vision and inspiring teaching styles to provide conducive and safe environment to nurture and development of a child holistically. I think child development holistically is a very key aspect in the early learning of any child. So because the maximum brain development happens in the early childhood development. Boogie Woogie, their vision is basically to provide an excellent quality education to children, where basically every child constantly explores their true potential and is motivated to do their best with the guidance of skilled professional teachers in a happy and secure environment. And they have basically the pillars of Boogie Woogie, will basically discover, learn, and explore. And I think this is if you look at this, these all three are interlinked and interconnected. So once you discover, you will learn new things. Once you explore, then again you will discover new things. So these is a basically a learning triangle, and all three pillars basically interconnected. So that's basically the strength and the deep thinking behind the concept of Boogie Woogie. So now we'll look at the first about the opportunity assessment. So during opportunity assessment, we will look at some of the market numbers and some other industry numbers, how basically industry is growing and evolving. And then again, so then what is the opportunity? Then why Boogie Woogie? Because there are so many players. And then the last section, we will talk about the franchisee proposal. So what we have the proposition for our investor partners. Early childhood care education system is key for, as we have discussed, is key for early brain development or overall development for the kids. This concept is evolving, but still it's not only the new concept, it has already been in the industry for so many years, but still it has so many challenges to address. And again, so government is also putting their focus on the early childhood development, especially on the pre schools, developing national policies. So that was already government had initiated in 2020. So again, so the preschools has to follow these standards, right? So what is lacking basically India in terms of current structure? So if you look at the quality infrastructure in investment, in education sector, right, in then functioning of the schools, if you look at the teachers, training, even teachers are not properly trained who are basically teaching in these kind of preschools. So the big challenge is the quality. Right? It's always like for any system, once you put like garbage in, garbage out. So if you teach the right thing in the early age of the children, basically their thinking and their overall development depends only on the early learnings. Now for learning, one more the challenging thing for life, not only for the children, look at any human, any person. From the curriculum, people just learn only 30% of their skills in knowledge from curriculums. Remaining 70% of the knowledge, skill set, and the potential they develop, that is they develop from environment. So environment has to be a very excellent piece or excellent component of the learning throughout the life. So now if you look at the India business of education sector, so it is basically, so if you look, especially consider the private sector education, so it's $90 billion market size. And preschools basically contributes right now only 3% in the private education system. So that's a very small component, only 3% contribution from preschool. So this component is very small in terms of if you look at the overall market size. Now if you look at the demand side, so if you go to the basically metro cities, tier 1 cities, tier 2 cities, demand is evolving, right? And there are only, we'll talk about how many preschools are there in India in the next slide. But there's a demand is huge and supply gap is huge. So basically we need more preschools to fulfill that gap. So that gap itself creates a position not only for Boogie Woogie, for any preschool. Now we are further basically describing in the preschool segment. If you look at the India, so India is the third largest school system in the world, because we are the second largest population in the world. But if you look at the private education sector, the states which have been highlighted in light blue, these are the states who are more focused on the private schooling system. So they are 50% of this basically private education is happening only in the 16 states. And there are about 70,000 preschools. But if you consider quality schools, or you can say like branded schools, you can count them on fingers. So if you go to the metro cities, even metros, they have a large number of these private preschools. Metro has around 1,000 schools in a city. And if you go to the tier 2 or tier 3 cities, and then basically you will find 300 to 500 schools in every tier 2 or tier 3 city. Right? But the most schools basically in tier 2 cities, they have the paying capacity of like 25,000 rupees to 75,000. That's annual tuition fees that we are talking about. But if you look at the tier 1 and tier 2 cities with the some good quality, not you can say good quality, but better schools, they charge tuition fees of 60,000 to it goes up to 1.5 lakh. Right. If you look at the premium range quality schools, they charge anything from 1.25 lakhs to 1.75 lakh. Right. So what here basically Boogie Woogie again comes in. So this is not the competition for Boogie Woogie. Boogie Woogie is going to create a competition for branded schools and the premium schools. They are bringing quality education at affordable price. So if you look at their curriculum and infrastructure they have developed, it's you can compare these with the premium and branded preschools. But their fees, they are bringing it down to like 40,000-50,000 rupees per year. So that creates a unique space itself in any city that you want to target. Now I would like to invite Gayatri ji to just take over the presentation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ashok. All right. I would like to take it forward from here. So we are basically talking first thing about is why you have to choose Boogie Woogie. See, we are a preschool, and this category of pre-primary schooling is not very organized, as Mr. Ashok also said. So what we have to do is we need to join hands together, and we're looking for more franchisee partners who can join with us together, because we have the concept and build with Boogie Woogie, which will make this segment more organized. We are dealing with children with the age 0 to 6 years. And between 0 to 6 years, what happens, you really need to work a lot on their foundation development. It is not about just learning A, B, C, D, and 1, 2, 3, 4 between 0 to 6 years. It is about developing a child. You have to give proper care in their development process. And it is not about just learning the alphabets and the numbers, which normally people, they think that, okay, preschool is the most easiest thing to do. But actually it is not. It is something which you really need to take it on your shoulders to nurture the child thoroughly. Now, because of our good work, we have been, we have won a lot of awards. We have been nominated as the best standalone preschool award. We have won. For the best curriculum award, we have won. We have also won the best preschool award in 2018-19, and not leaving behind the daycare and the night care award. Because if you see all our categories that we are dealing into, we have been awarded for our good work and our services that we are providing. Mr. Ashok, the next slide, please.
Yeah.
Okay, now coming to the methodology that we are doing, we are focusing on an overall development of a child. What we say it as a 360 degrees holistic development. Now this word, probably this jargon, probably many of the people might be using in this industry, but this needs a lot of research, which has to go behind it. So Boogie Woogie is focusing on developing their intellectual, physical development and emotional quotient. And we are following an integrated method of learning. Now, why we need to follow an integrated method of learning? Because 95% of the schools which is running in India, they follow an integrated method of learning. But this word itself is it is not defined properly, because it gives you a choice of adding many kinds of methods when you say integrated method of learning. So it's important that you understand that when I mention Boogie Woogie is also doing integrated method of learning, what are the core effective areas we are focusing on in our curriculum to make this happen. Between 0 to 6 years, your 80% of the brain is developing. Now, this is the time when you need to not only just nurture the child in their food habits, but you need to give a proper brain development as well. So now how does a child learn? The child first thing starts learning is with their touch and feel and with their visual impact. So we have the curriculum designed in such a way which is more innovative, thematic, and skill-based. And as our pillars, they say, discover, learn, and explore, we are focusing that the child gets more of practical, hands-on basis of learning. And this is a technique which will be more relating with the child to easily get used to all of us in the preschool environment. So children, they come up with a lot of anxiety issues, especially after the COVID phase. We have seen that there is a personality difference that has added up into the children behavior. They have got more into the isolation gap. They are more into the digital life, and they do not connect with people around them. We have also seen that children, they are scared to even meet people because of the 2 years of isolation that they have gone through. Now, when they have come back, they need to be exposed to people, to socialize, and they have to start accepting their sensory development learning. Now, we always have a demand and need for the preschool children that they should be guided properly with their activity time so that they can develop their sensory, ways of learning things. So can we go to the next slide? I can detail this up more. Yes. So our 5 core areas of child development are language and communication, cognitive skill development, sensory development, physical development, and social and emotional development. Now, these are your core areas to develop. Now, when we are doing this, nowhere I am mentioning that we should only stick to ABCD and 1, 2, 3, 4, the regular shapes and colors. We're talking more about developing the persona of a child, which they have to start building up when they're growing up. The best of the adults are reflection of what they have been in their first 6 years of their growth. Today, whatever we are as adults is a reflection of our childhood. We may forget the 10th standard board question paper. We may forget the arithmetic sums. We may not remember the decimals, but we will go back and remember our nursery rhymes. This is because your brain is at the high receiving end as of now. And that is where we are focusing on the child development through all our methods and curriculum. The next slide, please. Yes, so this is our unique curriculum format. So if you see, we are focusing on a personality development program when we say that you have joined a preschool. It is not just an academic, it is also beyond academics. It is an experience, it is a development program which we are giving you. Now, what all do we cover in this? We are focusing on primarily their skill development, their sensory development, their vocal skill development, physical development, literacy skill development, and our entire curriculum is built with advanced phonics integrated curriculum. Now, this is overall taking care to grow up as a good adult. The skills are nothing but, you might have seen that children who are drawing initially when they are young children, as they grow up, they start forgetting, they may lose interest in drawing, coloring. They will again explore some other new kinds of activities. They may start losing interest. So when they are into their initial development age, we have to constantly give them exposure to multiple kinds of activities like, drawing, coloring, dancing, games, sports, communication. They will start choosing what they are built for. Now, this cannot happen in just 4-wall classroom. You need to give them an exposure with a lot of activity time so that you can work more better with them. Can we go to the next slide, please? Yes, so this is where we are talking about our activity zone. So if you see, our curriculum is designed in such a way that we are focusing on activity time as a major composition. It is not just about the concept building time. We have our services like early learning program, playgroup, nursery, and kindergarten, which means we're talking about, starting off with a child who is as small as 13 to 14 months in the early learning program, and which goes up to the 6 years, which is your kindergarten, LKG, and UKG. Now, the composition is more given for the activity, and less time is given to the concept, which is nothing but your time that you spend in your 4-wall classroom. And this really enhances and goes very well in the child overall learning. And this is something that we are doing differently. This needs technique, this needs a skill to do it. It cannot be something which people can just copy it out, because you need to do a lot of research. And Boogie Woogie has a research team who is constantly working on developing their curriculum. The next slide, please. Yes. So these are the kinds of activities that we are focusing during the school hours. So when the child is coming to the center, they're not just coming for their classroom learning, they're also coming overall for their activity time. So the time that they're spending in the morning as young children, they are getting a wholesome nutrition to their brains, to their emotional learning, and to their physical development. The parent is getting a wholesome satisfaction of the activities that the child is enjoying throughout, and the child is able to build their skills through various kinds of sessions. This really holds back their interest in the kind of journey that they're doing with us. So we have seen great response from the children in their learning curves. Can we take? Yes. So this is something which we have just pictorially presented ourselves, that we are focusing on beyond classroom. I'm sorry. We're focusing on beyond classroom. We are having a lot of events which we are celebrating throughout the year. We are focusing on celebrating the festivals, celebrating the relationships. We have something called as a Kids Carnival, which we do for the children, and Champions League, Family Day, and Graduation Day. Excuse me. Sorry. So when a child is and a parent is associated with us, they go through different kinds of experiences, and it's a very colorful year that they spend, where the child is not only just studying in the classroom, but is able to get a lot of exposure to different kinds of stage activity, different kinds of competitions. This is helping them to build up overall their personality, and they are getting ready for a bigger school into mainstreams, and they're also getting adding up leadership qualities for them to sustain in the outer world. That's the initial preparation that we are doing for the children at this age. The next slide, Mr. Ashok, if you can take it forward.
Thank you, Jayatri. I think this is a very good brand that you built, and I think you are more focused on the activity-based learning, and I think that's place. So it's basically kind of like, if we go back to our childhood, that we have studied in a traditional education system where our parents used to drag us to the school, right? So the concept now you are trying to build, basically our children will drag parents to the school. Yeah.
True.
So
That's right,
excellent.
that's right.
That's excellent. And so now we are looking at the why Boogie Woogie and how we are positioning ourselves in the market. So Boogie Woogie has no competition. Basically, the premium schools and branded schools, they have the competition. They have to face the competition in the coming future, right? So if you look at the formats that standard preschool or branded preschool or premium school, they do. So they range for standard schools, 1,000 square feet, 1,200, branded schools, 1,400 to 1,800 square feet, premium schools, formats like 2,500 square feet to 3,000 square feet. But Boogie Woogie offers 3,000 to 5,000 square feet area that we consider. Investment, if you look at all three formats, it ranges from 8 lakh to 35 lakhs. But if you look at the Boogie Woogie, we are bringing up an optimized investment plan, that's around 13 to 14 lakhs investment, that half of your premium school or branded school requires. If you look at the average setup cost, is half of the branded or premium schools, 8 to 10 lakhs. And if you compare the batch strength, so we have the restriction of 18 students, but other schools, there's no limitation. They keep on adding kids, they add even beyond, they keep the standard size, batch size of 20, but they keep adding more kids in the same batches, right? If you look at the payback period, what they offer basically, so that ranges again from 1 year and it goes up to 30 months, basically 2.5 years for a premium preschool, where Boogie Woogie offers a payback period of 18 months, less than 18 months. So it's basically 1.5 years. Capacity utilization, again, it's a standard 60 to 70% they are claiming, but we range our utilization start at 50% and goes up to 70% very quickly. Franchisee fees, again, it's range from 2 lakhs to 4 lakhs, and it may go higher in some of the premium schools categories, but Boogie Woogie is offering 3.5 lakhs. Again, so this 3.5 lakhs because they are bringing lot of value for the franchisee partners in terms of training, marketing, setup, development, infrastructure development, so that justifies the franchisee fees for Boogie Woogie. Now we look at the operational benchmarking, royalty. All the preschool, basically standard or branded or premium, they charges around 15% royalty fees, where Boogie Woogie charges only 10%. They are basically planning to promote their franchisee partners to be profitable as early as possible. So this is not only a profit-making exercise. This is basically the learning that we want to deploy across India to as many as children that we can. Rentals typically ranges from 10 to 15 to 20% of the revenue. HR again at 20%, 20 to 25%. So again, we are at on par with the other players. Marketing cost, yes, we have reduced on the marketing cost quite heavily. And then the other utility expenses we are keeping at 4%. And so these other marketing cost, basically other brands are not disclosing the cost for like conducting summer programs or events and the cost for student kits. So that is the cost around 12% at Boogie Woogie. So if you look at the overall profit, operating profit for branded schools and premium schools is 25 and 20%, and Boogie Woogie is at 27%, much higher than your branded and premium schools. So this defines the clear opportunity for our franchisee partners in respective of the other investment opportunities available. Now we are basically looking for franchisee-owned, franchisee-operated partners. So basically, they need to do the investment. They will run the preschool, will take care of the all day-to-day care activities, and they will generate net profit from this business. Right. So again, in terms of franchisee route for Boogie Woogie, so basically we are looking at an area of 3,000 to 5,000 square feet. Initial investment is around 10 to 11 lakhs. Franchisee fees 3.5 lakh. And your average ROI, if you consider for 5 years, is over 100%. And payback period is around 16 to 18 months. Royalty charged by the Boogie Woogie is at 10% of the revenue. And your agreement period is 5 years. So if I can give you some further breakup on the investment. So 10 lakh investment basically is around 6 lakh out of this will go into your equipment, furniture, fixture, and 4 lakhs will go into your setup cost. So now ideal partner profile. So basically this is not limited to the existing preschool owners or women entrepreneurs or professors, teachers, retired armed personnel. And then basically if some owner, basically if they have a existing infrastructure, existing facility that can be converted to Boogie Woogie franchisee, there basically they can reduce their initial setup cost. So this will be highly profitable for such kind of franchisee partners. And basically, of course, all the investors, high net worth individuals are also invited to be a part of Boogie Woogie family. And let's bring the basically quality education and develop our children, because our children are going to drive the future of our nation. Now, so why somebody has to partner with Boogie Woogie? So all things basically summarized in this slide. So Boogie Woogie is the perfect choice for the parents seeking evolved curriculums and better teaching methodologies. From the market perspective, Boogie Woogie again is rightly positioned with better learning and affordable fees, or targeting middle and upper middle income group. So yes, if you look at the middle and upper middle income group, I will put some more emphasis on this. If you consider white collar professionals, so these are your like doctors, engineers, lawyers, and MBA professionals. So these are called your white collar professionals. But the scenario of the India at the every month end, these white professionals, if you consider their bank account goes in negative at the end of every month. So for basically premium fees in high standard schools is a big challenge for this category. And I think that is the category we need to focus on, provide quality and better education for middle income and upper middle income group. Again, so Boogie Woogie again, appropriately designed, basically well researched curriculum and unique methodologies make basically learning fun. Management, again, they have the in-depth knowledge. So Boogie Woogie, I think how to create this fusion of fun and learning. That's, I think, Krishna has a very solid background. I think after this slide, we will have some inputs and his thoughts on this, definitely. And so Boogie Woogie, again, is a moderate investment opportunity for the franchisee partners with attractive returns on investment. So quick ROI in 16 to 18 months. And basically Boogie Woogie and their dedicated team will provide complete hand holding and complete support from startup to operations and post-operating support. Now we are coming to the key support functions. So starting from your startup operations, curriculum development or marketing support, advertisement, student acquisitions, events, in all areas, basically Boogie Woogie will provide them complete support. So with this, I would end this presentation. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Krishna to throw some light on the brand again. Yeah, Krishna, you are on mute.
Hello, everyone. And thank you, Ashok, for this opportunity in front of the team. About Boogie Woogie, I would say that, the brand was launched 10 years back with the purpose to cover many verticals. Okay. The brand serves, as Jayatri said, that, our academic development is like at no par below any competition in this field, but we are at par only. We cannot be, considered as, okay, there is somebody new in the market. No, we are not new. We are 10 years. We have taken, 10 years to make sure that when we release ourselves, we are completely through with all sides of, a growth in terms of business enhancement and confidence building in our franchisee partner. Okay. Just to put you across, we have, drastically grown ourselves, okay, in the period of Boogie Woogie, means COVID, okay, where entirely market was shut, okay, was panic and was not at all knowing what needs to be done next. Okay. There, the main fun with Boogie Woogie is we keep changing our strategies based on the environment, based on the fundamentals, what is existing in the market. And we just don't stick to one kind of a format throughout the tenure, and that leads to a lot of confusion, or maybe, that will lead to revenue loss also. But yes, Boogie Woogie doesn't allow that. Okay. We keep changing as and when market behaves, in whatever way. Not only we do good, we do extremely good, because our team, along with Jayatri, me, we always look the positive side for everything. Okay. We have opened 2 outlets during COVID period. Third wave was not gone, and we have opened the biggest outlet in Bangalore, which was again a shock in the market that, how is this possible? In my vicinity, 7 to 8 preschool got shut, and we have taken the premises in a bigger way to launch. Okay. Sometimes you should always consider opportunity as the way, to grow actually. Okay. We were confident we will do it. Okay. It is just the matter of time. Panic had definitely panicked to 90% of the preschoolers. Okay. And 80%, which I know, they have shut the business or they have closed temporarily till and had been only waiting for the schools to have its environment. Okay. But Boogie Woogie did not go back, did not look back. We have grown. In fact, we added 1 more outlet, Coco models, in this previous month itself. So we are towards the expansions, and we have 4 big branches in 4 verticals, 4 different fundamentally designed, crafted premises. Okay, that makes Boogie Woogie little immensely more distinguished from the competition. Okay. So I think, yes, overall, I think Jayatri has taken it up very nicely about the academic part. Okay. My role for Boogie Woogie comes out to be for backend. Okay. Like entire project designing, that had been my, strength throughout. Okay. I designed my project, look and feel. Okay. How to give the super premium look, even in a, limited cost. Okay. That's something which we work very strongly throughout. Okay. I mean, looking at Boogie Woogie, nobody can imagine that, this is less than a school which is charging at the moment 1.5 to 2 lakh rupees for in this segment actually. Okay. So this thing makes us very different. Okay. The concept is very unique. Okay. We are very flexible, and yes, we will be like hand on hand with the franchisee partner throughout, ensuring that, they earn what they expected. In fact, more than that. Okay. This is what we believe. We give more than what parent expect from us. Same thing for franchisee also applies. They will get more than what they would have expected by joining us. Okay. So we are never give up team. We are always ahead of the market thought. Okay. We are futuristic. Okay. And we will ensure that our franchisee partner is standing very strong immediately from the time when they join us. Let them experience us. It will be a no regret at all in lifetime. Okay. In fact, it will be a win-win factor for both of us, for them, and as well as for us. Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishna. And I think it's a very excellent brand that you build. And one more aspect that of your brand strength that you have disclosed, that you do like a unique design. So that's not a universal design that you follow, keep replicating at every school. So you do customize and unique design for each setup. I think that's very excellent. So now I think I would like to again invite Sanjay Bhattji so he can just take up the investor queries. Sanjay ji, over to you. Yeah, so Javed ji, before Sanjay ji comes on, I think now it's over to you. If you have some queries, you can take.
Yes. Thank you very much, Ashok sir, Krishna and Jayatri for very good presentation. We have one question. Somebody is asking, like Gaurav is asking, the awards which we have received. Just if you throw some light on that, from where we got this and how we got recognized, just if you elaborate on that.
Sure. See, the awards are basically out of a survey that happens where we have definitely, agencies, or I would say the companies who are doing this kind of awards, they have certain nomination criteria. You have to fulfill those criteria. They have an internal survey done of whether we are fitting into those parameters and are we winning over those. And based on that, only the awards have been given. So it is not that you will be, you should be, winning every kind of an award, but the categories that we have been working hard on, we have seen that we have won over those categories in the parameters. So in this, we have done curriculum awards. We have won as the best standalone preschool. We have won the best preschool award, and also the concept of night care that we had introduced. Daycare is very commonly available, but when we had worked on a night care concept more and tried meeting up requirements of the professionals who don't do a regular office timing. So these kind of extended services that we have, done for the parents, we have penetrated into the requirement of the market more. So that is more of solving things in the society. You just not open a business to earn profits. You also run it for the betterment of the society, and it should be having a motive for you to, add some quality value. So that is where we have been, awarded.
Okay, thank you. Actually, we forgot to inform you. We have solved a problem during COVID. The people who are working in front end, and we have taken their children at our care. It was a well thought, very.
Yes, this was a huge. There was a huge, situation which had come up in the society, that where the COVID has really shown a lot of confidence within our parents that yes, if they cannot totally be in their family protecting the child, and they can bank on us. So we have seen this kind of situation. We were not closed. We had created isolation zones for the children. We had been support to the society, especially with the parents who knew us and who could trust on us, who have been associated with us. Even our ex-parents got in touch with us, whose kids have already, cleared the UKG with us, and they have shifted and relocated somewhere else. They got in touch with us, the Jyoti and Krishna says that anything we can do right now, because we are COVID positive and the child is still fine. We have to take care. So there was this isolation zones which we had made in our center, and we had tried helping them. Our team had worked in, shifts, and we had given them 15 days of working and 15 days of isolation, so that they can also continuously contribute. So this was a time when we could stand with the society, I would say. And it is all about you, how you have been contributing throughout. There has been many medical cases where there is a single parent, or father and mother are alone in the city and they don't have a help coming from the native. They had been waiting and there were medical emergencies. We have taken care of those kind of odd hours. So those are certain achievements that has happened throughout the phase. I would say COVID was a time when we really felt that yes, this was a need of an hour, and this is really contributing enough to the society. More people should know about it. So if these concepts are taken, ahead, and if there is a tremendous growth in these concepts, I'm sure that will add a lot of value addition to the society as well.
Yeah. As Krishna rightly said, think out of box. This is one of the thing they out of box they thought, and it's a big contribution for the people who are fighting the real warriors, and we are helping them. It's a contribution as a cause. One of the question Mr. Ranjit was asking is this one-time franchise fee. Yes, this is only one-time franchise fee. You will not be giving any more on in 5 years. And Madhusudan was asking, are we open for Electronic City phase 1?
Yes. Yes. If you have, we are very much open for the expansion in Bangalore and in Karnataka, and even if any outstation investors are there who would like to take the Boogie Woogie concept ahead, we are very much open for that. So that can be taken forward.
Ma'am, can you please elaborate on evening school, like how it works, and just to give our audience idea?
See, there are two segments. One is your schooling, which is your preschooling in the morning. Okay. But the other segment is the nurturing. So what we are doing in the evening is basically the nurturing segment, taking care of the children, making sure that they learn good habits, they'll be nurtured well throughout. You have to be very much making sure that a child is able to stay without a parent for 9 to 10 hours in a day, and still don't feel that they are not getting a good upbringing, they are neglected. Parents should not have this kind of a guilt, especially mothers. Mothers should not go back choosing their career when they have children of this age, below 6 years.
Ma'am, you had to unmute. Yeah.
Is not able to get enough love and affection, the growth is somewhere disturbed. So that is what the nurturing that we are trying to focus in, the gap which will help the parents to focus in their career as well. And these days, even in the presentation we have spoken that both the parents are working parents. It is, and most of the family compositions are nuclear family compositions.
Yeah.
So having something like this where you are able to work beyond the regular timings and able to meet, why only when you are working? Why not enjoying the Boogie Woogie services just to go out for a shopping, or just to have a kitty party, or just to take a chai break, or you want to go to a parlor and spa and pamper yourself? I think the opportunity of using the Boogie Woogie services has to be open to that minute level. The more people, parents, they start thinking that yes, we can trust to keep our children in a good environment where they can enjoy and have their space, and equally we can focus on ourselves. I think that will build up a very healthy relationship even in the house.
Yeah.
And I have seen a lot of families where the grandparents are staying together. Then they take the full responsibility of taking care of the child, but then they are growing old and they also need to take care of their medical things and their health. I think that is the place where we can always say that yes, Boogie Woogie is there. So you can avoid depending totally on the grandparents also. Let them spend time. A child needs a productive time, a quality time, than just being around, because that will not help you in development. So we are telling that send the child to more socialized environment, because we want to develop the child in a wholesome manner. And the kids, I would say the kids who are staying for long hours, even in the daycare after the school hour, I think they are doing better. They are learning a lot of things, which normally you go back home and then you sit in front of the TV or hang on with a mobile and you have no friends to speak to in your neighborhood. So that's where this is very important.
Okay. One of our partner is asking whether that CBSE, ICSE, does this help those students also, or in future schooling?
See, kindergarten, the kindergarten concept up to UKG, playgroup to UKG, does not directly fall under CBSE and ICSE. Even in mainstream, they are called as a CBSE school or ICSE school, but kindergarten concept is kindergarten only. Till UKG, the primary requirement of any child is developing how to read and write, developing how to speak, developing how to be independent. And this does not need to be tagged with a CBSE and ICSE. That tag only starts from first standard. What is the primary role for children to grow between 0 to 6 years is that you make them ready for this kind of setups. So our curriculum definitely fits in very well with the CBSE and ICSE curriculum, because we are exactly making the child ready to go and face the outer world.
Another partner, Amar Lunia ji, asking how many schools we are looking for Bangalore and as Pan Karnataka. Yeah, numbers just he was curious about.
So we are in a very initial stage right now. I think we would like to grow now. I don't want to set up any numbers for now. Let's start growing, and when we feel that no, I think we are done with Karnataka expansion, we can take the questions later on.
Yeah. Ms. Soumya is asking, what is the requirement of staff for setup? Like how much staff we require initially?
See, it's all about, what kind of a size of the space you are having. That is one factor to be noticed. And again, your admission cycle you have to work. Now, this is a very in-depth, detailed question, which probably we can work based on the structure that they are getting into. But we in Boogie Woogie follow a decent ratio, which is good for the child safety and child managing. So as per that ratio, depend on when you are starting, what is been your admission, how much are you planning in your first quarter and half yearly. Based on that, the structure has to be planned. I think somewhere between 1:5 ratio is very good. But then our structure is more versatile, which is more activity based. So I think we can go up to 1:8 also.
Thank you very much. I have taken so many questions still coming. Definitely, friends, will come back to you. We'll answer all your queries. We'll share all the presentation with you. I would request now to our CEO Sanjay Bhatt, please take it further, please, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Javed ji, for taking up all the questions. And thank you very much, Gayatri ji, for giving us suitable answers also. And I think this is very, very relevant questions which are coming up. But still, there are a lot of questions coming in. So these are keep coming in. So what my suggestion would be, Javed ji, you will reach out to the database now, all the investors. Please arrange a physical visit, because this is very important that they can come over, have a visit, have a discussion, sit, see the complete structure, how is it happening, and then plan out, because this is a planning business. If we are not planning it at the right time, then we will not be able to structure it well, because this is the right time. Whenever you have to open a school, then it has to be rightly planned. So arrange some physical
sorry, sir. Before I forget, just I would like to request Krishna, because he's having very good studios in his school. I visited that one. If you can just put some light on that, Mr. Krishna. Sorry, sir, for interrupting you.
Mr. Javed, my studio is having full of light. It is full of light. Yes, I think, yeah, this is something, I think a lot of things are there actually, which is like, once people associate, they will discover more than, what we are actually right now speaking about. Okay. But yes, we have a studio concept. All our branches has Boogie Woogie Studio. We name that as a kids makeover zone. You're getting it, where we work on the enhancement of the inbuilt skill. Okay. Maybe music, dance, learning instruments, dancing, fashions, all that things program, which we design actually internally by in-house team. Okay. For all our branches. And that just looks like, a Filmfare award when we do with the kids actually, it is on a very high end. Okay. So that's why I'm saying we are a bucket who needs to be explored more actually. Okay. We are on a very, we are in very depth in very different verticals. Okay. As you spoke about the studio, I could say only this much at this point of a time. It is the most happening zone actually. Okay. And it is not hanky-panky thing which happens. It happens from the angle of very high quality programs, which we do for all our branches, all our kids. Okay. Now our kids, in fact, they're also associated with many places, like, whether they are in films, they are having their social media, they are YouTuber, they are with Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, a lot of things are there internally. Okay. So this only happens when we generated this scope for them to come forward and explore Boogie Woogie concept to the core. So we ask parents at least to associate with us for minimum 2 to 3 years to take to experience a child, very differently and see the new one in your child. That is what it is, Mr. Javed.
All right, that's very helpful. Thank you very much. And Javed, that's what I was asking you, to arrange a physical visit, because once you visit, you get more confidence, because this is a partnership. It's not about buying a product, it is becoming a partner. So when you have this kind of arrangement, you need to sit, you need to discuss, understand both sides. We need to see which family we are getting involved in as a partner, from franchisor side also, and from the franchisee side also. So it's a long term. It is not about just getting associated for a month or 3 months or something. It's a long-term business opportunity, and you become partners. So partners has to be researched well, understand their profile. If at all, if there is any profile you face is not relevant, is not suitable, they may not be making money, please do not get into the partnership, because then it is not, profitable for both sides. So it has to be, because growth and learning is mutual. So it has to be well researched, and the profile also should be, there has to be some passion behind this. Moreover, if we are looking forward for some women entrepreneurs, would be the first ideal, partner. So that is wherein they drive this. So before we end this program, because in the interest of time, we have exceeded our time today, but it was very well going and very interesting questions and answers coming in. So before we end this, I would like to thank you, Ashok ji, also for presenting this opportunity today. And I would also request Jayatri ji that before ending up this session today, very interesting session, any last comment from your side, any suggestion from your side, or anything you feel like that your partners, you can give one small message in the end.
Yeah, Sanjay ji, sorry to interrupt you. Before basically Jayatri ji, in concluding, I want to send a message to our all investor partners who have joined this webinar or on live on Facebook and YouTube. The message is basically any business, if you are not ready to accept the changes, you will be out of the business sooner or later. But Boogie Woogie is the brand, is basically constantly bringing the changes. Every year, they are changing their activities, they are changing their each setup. So they are ready for change and they are bringing the change along with the business. So I think that's a very, very good value proposition for the franchisee partners to consider and rethink about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Over to you, Jayatri ji, for last comment from your side.
Thank you so much. I think the session was definitely interesting and good, and we're very happy to put across our brand in such a prestigious platform. Thank you for that opportunity. For our investors who are looking forward joining hands with Boogie Woogie, I think we are looking forward for people who are very passionate, they are dynamic, and they are personally involved into the whole concept development. Because we are not just looking ahead to expand by opening branches, we need to maintain our quality that we have been doing so many years. It's been a decade that we are working hard. We want to make sure that we don't join hands with people who are not going to carry this legacy forward. We have been a problem solver brand, and I think we would like to continue doing that. So profit is definitely our main interest, because business without profit is not business. But it should also be benefiting the kind of opportunity that we are trying to provide with people, because schooling is not taken as only business. Schooling is also a social cause. So we need to keep up that legacy forward, and I hope that we do well. I'm looking forward for good people associating with us.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, Mr. Krishna, for joining in today and giving us insights also. And Jayatri, thank you very much for joining in. And we will now look forward for having more tri-party calls and more visits from the investor side. And Jayatri will definitely make sure that he'll be busy with now getting the visits done, and so that we can choose the right partner, and partner will choose the right brand as well. So thank you very much for your time as well today. And I'll just request my colleague Harshika now to take it up further. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for sparing us your precious time with for my friends. Friends, you can reach us for more details. You can reach us on my hotline number 9717683838, or you can write us your feedback at franchiseindia.in. Thank you everyone for joining this call.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Krishna ji.
Thank you.